Hi, my name is Corey and this is my wife Shauna, and this is our van, the Dixie Van Delight.
So one of the first things that we knew we wanted to have was access to a table outside for eating. So that's what this was created. Super simple. All of this was just leftover stuff that we had. Table sits nice. We keep our speakers, we keep citronella candles, things like that while we're kind of out doing things. But yeah, it's kind of just an extra catch-all just because we don't have a ton of counter space in here. And of course, we've met tons of people on the road, so we had to make sure we have all their stickers and show them a little love. And one of the biggest pieces I get compliments on is this countertop. This is an ash countertop from Wisconsin. That's where Corey and I are both from. We wanted this to just feel super homey inside the van, and live countertops were just really popular. So yeah, this countertop took 6 hours of sanding. Basically, we cut it in 2 pieces. There's a big old slab over here as well. We have more counter space in this van than we did in any of our apartments in Nashville. So this van build to us feels like Nashville threw up a little bit, but we got to bring the best parts of just living in the city and kind of the style, that farmhouse feel. Definitely wanted to create a vibe within our space. So one of the first extras that we brought into the van was this record player. Corey and I are big music people. We always have been. We've actually been together since we were 15 years old. So driving around and listening to music is something that is really just like in our core of who we are and who we are as a couple. So having the record player when we don't have internet was just something that we kind of fell upon, but like it has been such a miracle for us. But that has really inspired our wall that we've built. All of this music is sheet music from Willie Nelson. Obviously, we love Willie Nelson, but we were in Nashville for a while. Our favorite album is The Red-Headed Stranger, which is where our dog got her name as well. So we just wanted to bring a piece of Nashville with us, piece of music, and honestly just allow our creativity to kind of build within our space. We wanted to keep it plain so that it could kind of grow with us as we grew and changed and adventured. So yeah, this has been a fun piece. We have stuff from people we've met on the road. These are some old records that we were gifted. So yeah, we just have kind of a smorgasbord of stuff. If you look over here, this is just kind of my altar. I'm a certified life coach, so it was really important to me for me to just have a space that felt like something grounded a little bit within the van. We're always moving, we're always changing locations and things like that. So it was just really important to have a space for Corey and I to kind of feel like, here's our stuff, here's our incense, things like that. Another really cool piece that we both love, this is a picture of my grandpa, and this is a painting that Corey's grandpa painted, but they're actually really good friends, and they've known each other for years, and so both of them were the travelers, the adventurers in our family, so we wanted to make sure we had a piece of them with us.
We went with a really simple idea with the toilet. It's easy to pull out. We have a vent tube that goes out underneath the van, so we really don't smell anything. But the important part is it's easy and it's accessible. And for us, it wasn't necessarily about making that space pretty. It was just about function. And really that played into how everything else got designed. If you notice, everything has like just big one-pull doors. So our cabinet here has all of our dry goods and some of our other simple storage. And it's just exactly how you would imagine a kid drawing a cabinet. Just a couple easy wood frames and a door with a couple simple hinges. And our upper cabinet is, again, just another single pull cabinet. And this has everything else. It has like our toiletries, all of our bathroom stuff, bowls and plates and cups, and other food storage. And right now we are on day 15 out and away, so we are running low on water and our food is looking like bread and tuna. But yeah, the single pull cabinets have been phenomenal.
So what inspired van life for us? We've been together a long time. We've always dreamed of traveling together. I studied abroad when I was in college, and I just always dreamed of being able to take Corey and see the world. We were presented with an opportunity to leave Nashville in February of 2020. We were headed to go work for a company to get involved with the cannabis industry out in Oregon. Both of us were really looking forward to the opportunity, but honestly, we were just looking forward to getting out of Nashville.
That kind of sparked this this surge of like Google searches of how people are living, how people are traveling, what programs are out there for just up and like moving across country. And it started as this idea to move our stuff from one city to another city, all the way down from that to how can we get rid of all of our stuff to fit it into a van. We had bounced around other ideas, school buses and RVs and bigger vehicles to help suit carrying all of our things, and then we realized it was just the things we were building the space for. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't directly for us. So we came to the decision that the van would be perfect. The van would be the perfect size. It would offer us what we would need to get across the country. And that is as far as our brains went. And it was just, let's build the excitement, let's build the momentum. And then we found a van. And we bought the van, and then the momentum built. And then as everything was coming to a head, COVID kind of threw gasoline on everything. We had had a van, we'd had jobs at the time, we'd had all these plans laid out to do the build over the next couple months, and we found ourselves with no jobs anymore. In a city where we had already found a sublease, and we'd already gotten rid of all of our things. And then we decided to pack everything up and head back home, because we really felt if the pandemic was coming on like they were talking back in March of last year, that if we were going to be with anybody, we were going to be with our family. We finished our build over the next 3 months in the state of Wisconsin, in the town that we grew up.
So one of our favorite features of the build that I didn't expect to be a favorite was our bench seating. So it's really nice for us to have bench seating. One, this works as office space, but we actually cook and eat all of our meals right here too, which is really nice. Having extra counter space when you are cooking if you need it, but also just to be able to sit and look at each other, which I know might sound weird, but we're driving most of the time. So we are both facing the same way. So for us having meals, it felt like we have a little bit more of an intimate dinner time. So under here we have a little bit of storage. Basically this is where we keep all of our dirty laundry. We also keep any extra food storage that we have, as well as bubble waters and things like that, just to try to keep things out of the way. Most of our storage is in the back, so Corey will be able to show you guys more about that. And the other thing we get a lot of is this comforter. This is from Etsy, and then most of the decor that we have is actually from World Market. And yeah, it's been really fun to get to actually put things together and kind of watch the vision kind of grow together. Some of these pieces we had in our home in Nashville, some of them were new or gifted to us since we've been on the road. So yeah, it's been a fun compilation to build. This is going to be our clothing storage. Mine is up in front. You're probably going to notice things falling out, which if you live in a van, that's part of the deal. And you know, a little shove in there. So yeah, this is actually all the clothing that we have. We each have a backpack in the back, but neither of us have anything back at home. We kind of knew that this was going to be our next step. We're looking and on the pursuit of our next journey, and so it didn't really make sense to put a lot of stuff in storage. We are really hoping and looking to kind of rebuild and start new, and so yeah, everything we have is in this build in the back, and it has been quite an adjustment to start living out of cabinets that are this small, I'll tell you that. what have we learned about ourselves?
Oh man.
For me, the biggest thing that I have learned about myself is just overcoming fear. Fear has been a huge, huge mountain for me to climb. And our first 2 months of living, really what we feel like was actually living in the van, we were down in Key West. And Key West is not a very easy place to live in your vehicle. We didn't know that. So we were living on the street and we were just challenged. I had to look and I had to feel my fear every single night when I put my head down. And because of that, it has really allowed me to just see the way that fear shows up in my life, in everyday life, not just when I'm sleeping or when I'm doing more of these intense moments, but really in the little small things, you know, avoiding hikes, avoiding things that I was too afraid to do. Because I face that, because I work on that, I feel like my life is just full of adventure now, and things that I wouldn't have been able or willing to do are available for me, and it is because I have chosen to overcome that fear, and it is a choice daily.
The thing I learned most about myself on the road is just taking personal ownership. Everything that we have is in this van, and I know a lot of people that might not be their thing, and for some it will, but when you're out and you're really living out of the space, like, everything is in front of you. If something's broken, it's yours to fix. And if something doesn't work, it doesn't work, and you have the control of it. And if you don't, you need to be able to kind of find ways around that, and really owning the decisions in the van, owning building it, and really just personal ownership. And when it was ownership with building the van, it spilled over to ownership of choices, and my own thoughts, my own things. It just made me put a name to everything I owned. So this is our garage space, and it has all of our stuff. As Shauna said before, we carry 2 extra bags of clothes, and that's just kind of like our emergency change-out clothes. The winter, summer, middle clothes kind of fall in there. Carry a bunch of little extra water that we can fill up if we can only have access to small amounts. And really, this is just filled with all of our gear that makes it simpler to stay off-grid. Our first aid kit, our axe, our shovel. But it makes a world of a difference having things ready and ready to go when you need them, and really having extras. We carry a portable water filter with us as well, on top of all of our hoses and anything that we would need to make our house, our van, run while we're gone. And also we carry around some pretty fun stuff. We've got a 2-person inflatable kayak in there, and my guitar, and some yoga mats, and some workout equipment. So yeah, it has everything we absolutely need. And for our solar, we have 400 amp hours of AGM batteries with a Renogy 40 amp charge controller, and then a 300 solar watt panel on the rooftop. And we are also tied directly to our alternator through a DC to DC charger as well.
We just launched a nonprofit. The nonprofit is business incubation for people that live alternatively. Basically what that means is we wanted to create a system in order to help support people that live alternatively, in order to take care of some of their basic needs, help them when they are in need, but also to help them create businesses that are sustainable, that serve their community, and also allow them to continue living this way, because we believe that this is going to be a part of the future. Having the opportunity to travel like this has been life-changing to us and to so many on the road. And we believe that people being able to spend time out in nature, away from the distractions, outside of social norms, can really change the way that we view and see ourselves. So with that, we were the first business within the business incubation, so we are launching a new business called Altered, and we will have more information for that soon. The name of the nonprofit is the Blue Orchid Collective. If that's something you're interested in, definitely get in touch with us. We would love to help support you. Thanks so much for joining us and for hanging out in our home. If you'd like to stay in touch with us, the easiest way to follow along is at Dixie Van Delight on both Facebook and Instagram. If you're interested in getting involved with our nonprofit, the Blue Orchid Collective, just be in touch with us. We'll be sharing more information soon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Can't wait to see you on the road.